This is dedicated to you, beginner guy or girl, with your detailing business or starting your detailing business. And it has to do with deal breakers, what I call hard deal breakers. In simple terms, a deal breaker in your business is any factor that would prevent the deal from taking place. In the context of your business, the deal we are talking about is scheduling a detail appointment. As a business owner, the end goal is to always put money into your pocket. But you can never put money into your pocket unless a detail appointment is scheduled, unless you do the detail. Before you can do the detail, you gotta make an appointment. But not every person who calls with an interest in detailing services should become an appointment. Sometimes there are factors in the form of deal breakers that will prevent this appointment from happening and should prevent it from happening. Remember, the goal of your business is to not only make money, but to actually be profitable. And you will want to identify any of these hard deal breakers sooner rather than later. What would be the point of asking the person on the other end of the phone call 100 different questions so you can deliver a price quote for them when in fact there's some hard deal breakers that would make this appointment not make any sense? You wouldn't. Which is exactly why you want to flush any of these deal breakers out at the beginning of any phone conversation before giving a price quote, before setting an appointment. What are the three initial deal breakers? Type of service, type of vehicle, service location. Now, you will need to determine these in advance. Now, you should determine these in advance, and you will determine these in advance if you take my course. Yes, you can sign up for the course in the description box below, but you will define these in advance. Let's examine these individually. First one, type of vehicle. Now you would say, Darren, I'm confused by that. Of course I'm going to detail anything a person wants me to detail until you start receiving phone calls from people that want detailing services on vehicles that you have no business touching, nor would you want to touch as a beginner. So you need to define in advance so you're prepared. Preparedness equals professionalism. You always want to display professionalism, therefore you want to be prepared. Therefore you want to determine what type of vehicles you will be willing to service in advance. There's 4 types of vehicles: cars, SUVs, trucks, and minivans. So for example, if someone calls you on the phone and says, hey Darren, I've got a boat, I've got an RV, I've got a fifth wheel, I've got a motorcycle, I've got a horse trailer, I've got a toy hauler, I've got a big rig. It's like, no, 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 and no. You don't detail those. Therefore, because they're not one of the 4 vehicles that you will detail as a beginner, it becomes a hard deal breaker. And then it becomes next, you move on. Then we have number 2, which is type of service. When it comes to detailing, literally anything goes, and you will find out once you take in enough phone calls that literally anything goes. You will get calls from people wanting detailing services of some kind for which you're unprepared to do or for which you have decided you're not going to do. For example, hey Darren, my dog just laid a big, steamy, fresh one in the back of my minivan. Can you clean that up? I was out partying last night and my girlfriend threw up in the front seat of my car. Can you clean that up? I took my car in to get serviced. I've got a big fat oil leak and my mechanic told me I need to get the engine steam cleaned first. Can you do that? No, no, and no, which then becomes a deal breaker, a hard deal breaker because they need a service that you don't offer. Next, third, we have service location. Service location is a huge component to being profitable. As a mobile detailer, every job will consume time in the form of traveling to and from each job. The problem is that most beginners and experienced detailers don't know how much to add, nor do they know how to add it into their price quotes. My pricing formula allows you to add necessary travel time and distance to your quotes so that this becomes easy to manage if you use the formula properly. With that said, there will be times that a person calls from an area so far out of your normal service area that you know if you were to add the necessary travel time or distance time to your price quote that you would not really be competitive to any local detailers that are closer to that job. Therefore, this becomes your third deal breaker. Those are your deal breakers. And it's all about being prepared. It's about defining your services in advance. Your 3 areas: vehicle type, what will you service? Service type, what types of services will you offer? I recommend as a beginner, you stick to 3 basic services: full detail, exterior only, interior only, and just know that 95% of the people that call you are looking for a full detail. And then your service area. What areas are you willing to travel to? You've got to account for your travel time if you're going to be profitable. And more precisely, you need a way to figure out how to work that into your price quote so that you can become profitable. Okay, with that, don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. And if you do want to get on the wait list, check the description box below, and I will see you in the next video.